There's a mental shift that separates the wealthy from everyone else, and once you make it, your entire financial trajectory changes. It's not about earning more money, it's about thinking differently about money, time, risk, and opportunity. The rich think in systems, leverage, and long-term compounding. The poor and middle class think in hours, paychecks, and immediate gratification. This mindset gap creates the wealth gap, and it's more powerful than income, education, or connections. When you start thinking like the rich, prioritizing assets over income, time over money, and optionality over security, everything shifts. Your decisions change, your opportunities multiply, and wealth building accelerates exponentially. I'm Kyle, and today I'm breaking down exactly what happens when you adopt wealthy thinking, the mental frameworks that create wealth, the shifts that unlock opportunity, what changes immediately versus over time, and how to reprogram your financial mindset starting today. If you've been working hard but not building wealth, the problem isn't effort, it's thinking. Let's dive in.
Here's the core concept. Wealthy people think in assets and systems, while broke people think in income and labor. Broke thinking is linear. Trade time for money, use money for consumption, repeat forever. This keeps you trapped because time is finite and consumption destroys money. Wealthy thinking is exponential. Build or buy assets that generate income without trading time. Reinvest that income into more assets and let compounding create wealth while you sleep. The rich understand that true wealth isn't salary. It's owning systems that produce cash flow indefinitely. They optimize for acquiring assets, not climbing salary ladders. This mental framework changes everything. Instead of asking, how can I earn more? You ask, how can I build income-generating systems? Instead of, what can I afford? You ask, will this asset pay for itself? Instead of celebrating raises, you celebrate acquiring your first rental property or dividend portfolio. The shift from labor-based thinking to asset-based thinking is the fundamental difference between working forever and achieving financial freedom.
Here's why thinking like the rich changes your psychology. You stop trading time for money and start building leverage. When you think in labor terms, you're always calculating hourly value. Every hour not working feels like lost income. This creates constant anxiety and limits earning potential because hours are capped. When you think in systems terms, time becomes irrelevant because your assets work 24/7 without you. This creates psychological freedom. You're no longer stressed about every hour or worried about job security. Second, you shift from scarcity to abundance. Labor-based thinking is zero-sum. If you're not working, you're not earning. Asset-based thinking is multiplicative. Your systems can generate unlimited income regardless of your time investment. Third, delayed gratification becomes exciting instead of painful because you're building tangible systems, not just saving abstract numbers. You can see your rental property, your dividend portfolio, your business. These are real, growing assets. Fourth, risk tolerance increases because you understand that not building assets is the real risk. Staying in a salary job forever guarantees limited wealth. Building systems has unlimited upside potential. Let's break down the specific mental frameworks wealthy people use. Framework 1, time is more valuable than money. Optimize for buying back time through leverage, automation, and delegation. Framework 2, income is less important than assets. A person earning $200,000 with zero assets is poorer than someone earning $60,000 with income-generating assets. Framework 3, debt is a tool, not evil. The rich use leverage strategically to acquire assets. The poor use debt to buy liabilities. Framework 4, investing is mandatory, not optional.
The wealthy invest first and live on what remains. The poor spend first and save what's left. Framework 5, failure is education. The rich see losses as learning opportunities. The poor see losses as disasters to avoid. Framework 6, relationships are strategic. The wealthy build networks intentionally for mutual benefit. The poor view networking as manipulation. Framework 7, focus beats diversification early. The rich concentrate capital to build wealth, then diversify to preserve it. These frameworks aren't instinctive. They're learned and practiced until they become automatic. Adopting them transforms decision-making completely.
Quick pause. If this video is making sense to you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Here's how to start thinking like the rich today. Step 1. Audit your time. Calculate your effective hourly rate and identify low-value activities to eliminate or delegate. Step 2. Shift focus from earning to acquiring. Set a goal to acquire your first income-generating asset within 12 months, whether it's dividend stocks, a rental property, or a side business. Step 3. Reframe spending decisions. Before any purchase, ask, will this generate income or consume it? If it consumes, delay or avoid it. Step 4. Study wealthy thinking. Read biographies of self-made millionaires, listen to investor podcasts, absorb their frameworks. Step 5. Practice long-term thinking. Make a 10-year wealth plan and optimize every decision for that timeline, not immediate comfort. Step 6. Build leverage systematically. Start with financial leverage through investing, then add time leverage through automation, then scale through people leverage by hiring or partnering. Step 7. Track asset growth, not income. Measure success by how much passive income your assets generate, not salary increases. These aren't overnight changes. They're mental habits built through consistent practice.
Let's address the psychological resistance. Thinking like the rich is easy when you're already rich. I don't have capital to invest. This is backwards causation. Wealthy thinking creates wealth. Wealth doesn't create wealthy thinking. People with poor mindsets win lotteries and go broke. People with wealthy mindsets start with nothing and build empires. The difference is how they deploy whatever resources they have. If you have $100, wealthy thinking invests it. Poor thinking spends it. Over decades, that divergence creates massive wealth gaps. Second mental block, I can't take risks. I have bills and responsibilities. Wealthy people don't take reckless risks. They take calculated risks with asymmetric upside. Starting a side business with $500 while keeping your job isn't reckless, it's strategic. The real risk is staying in a salary job with no assets for 40 years and retiring broke. Third resistance. I don't have time to build assets. I'm already working full-time. Wealthy thinking is about creating time through systems, not finding extra hours. Start small, 1 hour per week, building a side income. Compound that effort over years into a business or portfolio that buys back all your time.
Here's what happens if you never adopt wealthy thinking. You'll work 40+ years trading time for money, never building assets, and retire with inadequate savings. You'll be financially stressed your entire life because labor-based income stops when you stop working. You'll miss every major wealth-building opportunity because your mindset filters them out. You'll see risk instead of potential, cost instead of investment, impossibility instead of strategy. You'll watch peers with worse jobs but better thinking achieve financial freedom while you stay trapped. You'll regret not changing your thinking earlier because by the time you realize its importance, you've lost decades of compounding potential. The brutal reality: mindset determines outcomes more than income, education, or connections. People with wealthy thinking and modest incomes retire millionaires. People with poor thinking and high incomes stay broke. The difference is mental frameworks applied consistently over time. Not changing your thinking isn't just missed opportunity, it's guaranteed financial mediocrity.
Let's compare two people starting with the same income and zero wealth. Person A thinks like the middle class. Focus on climbing the salary ladder, consuming to match lifestyle expectations, saving sporadically. They get raises, buy nicer cars and homes, take expensive vacations. By 50, they earn six figures but have modest savings because consumption scaled with income. They're trapped in their job because bills require the salary. Their thinking kept them in the labor for money trap forever. Person B thinks like the rich from day one. Focus on acquiring assets, living modestly regardless of income, investing aggressively. They start a side business, buy rental properties, build dividend portfolios. By 50, their assets generate enough passive income to cover expenses. They retire early or work because they want to, not because they need to. Same starting point, same opportunities, but person A thought in labor and consumption terms and stayed broke. Person B thought in assets and systems terms and achieved freedom. The thinking difference created a $1 million outcome difference over 30 years.
Here's the advanced strategy. Once you've adopted wealthy thinking, stack leverage types for exponential results. First, financial leverage. Use debt strategically to acquire appreciating assets like real estate or businesses. Second, time leverage. Automate and delegate ruthlessly so your time is freed for high-value activities. Third, knowledge leverage. Master high-income skills that command premium rates. Fourth, network leverage. Build relationships with other wealthy thinkers who accelerate your opportunities. Fifth, technology leverage. Use tools and platforms that scale your reach without scaling effort. Sixth, brand leverage. Build reputation and authority that attracts opportunities automatically. The wealthy don't just use one type of leverage, they stack multiple types simultaneously. A real estate investor uses financial leverage to buy properties, time leverage through property managers, network leverage through partnerships, and brand leverage through reputation. This creates compound leverage where results multiply exponentially. The pattern? Wealthy thinking starts with mindset, progresses to single leverage use, and culminates in stacked leverage mastery that produces outsized results.
Let's talk about obstacles. I don't have capital to buy assets. How do I start? Start with what you have. Can't buy rental property? Buy dividend stocks with $100. Can't start a big business? Start freelancing or consulting with zero capital. Wealthy thinking isn't about having resources, it's about deploying whatever you have strategically. I don't know how to invest or build businesses. Learn! Wealthy people aren't born knowing, they educate themselves relentlessly. Read books, take courses, find mentors, start small and learn by doing. My job doesn't pay enough to invest. Increase income through side hustles, skill development, or job switching while maintaining expenses. Deploy the gap. What if I fail and lose money? You'll learn more from one failed investment than 10 years of doing nothing. The wealthy see failure as education. Protecting against all risk guarantees you stay broke. The obstacles are real, but surmountable through education, starting small, and committing to learning through action.
The people who successfully adopt wealthy thinking and build substantial wealth share specific traits. They prioritize assets over income. They'd rather own a business generating $50,000 per year than earn a $100,000 salary. They optimize for time freedom, not money maximization. They automate, delegate, and eliminate ruthlessly.
They view debt as a tool, not evil. They leverage intelligently to acquire assets. They invest first, spend second. Deployment is non-negotiable. Lifestyle fits what remains. They think long-term instinctively. Every decision is filtered through 10-year outcomes, not immediate gratification. They're comfortable with calculated risk. They understand that not building assets is riskier than building them. They educate themselves constantly, reading, learning, adapting, evolving their strategies. They surround themselves with other wealthy thinkers. Their network reinforces and accelerates their mindset. By their 40s and 50s, they're financially free, while peers with higher salaries are still trapped. The difference wasn't income, it was thinking. They adopted wealthy frameworks early and applied them consistently for decades.
At the core, thinking like the rich changes everything because it shifts your focus from trading time for money to building systems that generate income indefinitely. This mental framework transforms decisions, eliminates scarcity thinking, and accelerates wealth building exponentially. Most people never adopt wealthy thinking because it's counterintuitive and requires unlearning everything society teaches about money. The winners make the mental shift early, prioritizing assets over income, systems over labor, long-term compounding over immediate gratification, and wealth follows inevitably. Start today. Audit your current thinking. Are you optimizing for salary or assets? Time for money or leverage systems? Immediate spending or long-term compounding? Identify one shift you can make this week. Read one book on wealthy thinking. Set a goal to acquire your first income-generating asset within 12 months. And commit to reprogramming your financial mindset daily through study and practice. Tell me in the comments, what's one mental shift you're committing to make after watching this? This is the thinking. This is the framework. This is how wealth is built. Let's think like the rich together.
If you stayed until the end, you're clearly serious about improving your finances. Subscribe and help us reach 100K. And before you go, watch this next video. It could be exactly what you need for your financial journey.